Hello, and welcome to JamboFANTV. It's an international one today because I'm south of the border, and Gogs is he's over in Malta. So hopefully the internet holds up here and we're able to do it. How are you doing, Gogs? You all right?
I'm fine, thanks, Scott.
Doing well. Gogs, I was going to swap it round again. We're going to finish on a high this time with the women, but I thought we'd go straight into the Rangers game to see where we're up to. Now again, it's total meltdown on social media, and people aren't happy, Gogs.
No, it's not surprising, really. It's just we're bearing the fruits of poor recruitment for the last 3 years, especially in the midfield area of the park.
Yeah, well, I don't know where. I mean, my predictions, as per usual, went wrong. I was predicting to get all the points last week, and it turns out we didn't get it, and we didn't get any points. Started off well. Didn't mind us sort of putting the odd pass together. Thought the goal gave us a little bit of confidence. Not a bad free kick, Gogs.
Yeah, it was one of those. You seem. I was hoping Walker was going to. Walker's not actually taken one, I don't think, since he scored against Hamilton last year. And I thought I quite fancied him for it. And when Lafferty lined up, I thought, oh, this could go anywhere. But yeah, it was an absolute screamer. And after quite an even first 25 minutes, it was a massive lift. And we were excellent for the next 50 minutes until we gave away quite a soft goal and the game changed there.
It did. I mean, coming up to that, I mean, I know that we struggle in midfield, and we've pointed out about the pace that we're lacking, but at least the passes were going forward. Now, there wasn't much sort of to review about the first half really, in terms of that. It was a shocking goal to give away, and then I mean I said it to you. I saw you on Saturday. It was like in the second half, confidence had gone. I was sitting next to your dad, and I think we counted at one point 12 passes side to side, which inevitably went back to the keeper, who inevitably kicked it and then gave possession away to Rangers. And I don't know how many times we actually counted that. And I think that's a lack of confidence, not wanting to be the one who's going to take the chance and go forward.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, it seems to be that it's either a long shelf of Bear or a long shelf of McLaughlin, unless Suter has a wee dribble out of defence, which happens on occasion. It looks very impressive when it does, but if and when it doesn't succeed and he loses the ball, he's well out of position. So that's a bit of quandary. We've kind of got to bypass the midfield at the moment due to lack of faith in them, maybe.
And I think that's it. I think definitely January somebody's gonna either he's got to motivate somebody to live up to the wages and live up to the expectations of the club, or he's got to go out and purchase somebody to bring into that midfield, because it's bypassing again, and because I'm always repeating myself in here. When Walker's on form, he's on form. But when he goes missing big style. And these are the games. I actually thought with who we were playing, he would have wanted to showcase his talents. But it didn't happen. And like I said, people start to go missing, and it's unfortunate then. What we do then is we were criticised for it on Tuesday with the oof. And we were oofing again. But it doesn't really work when Ismay and Lafferty basically play so far apart from each other. There's no way of Ismay getting a knock on.
No, that's a fair comment. They do seem to play very far apart when they're played as a two. And I don't think Walker and Callaghan get near enough to them either. For the benefit of the knockdowns that we do win when it's hoofed. I think what we did see on Saturday was what we discussed last week, that the one occasion that Callaghan burst beyond defence, it's the one thing he does really, really well. He might learn some of the other stuff, but sometimes when he's been told to rein it in, he looks every bit the Wraith Rovers player, unfortunately, that we signed. But when he's getting allowed to gamble and go forward and go beyond the forward line, he's done it pretty well. And again, he did it on Saturday. And he should have clinched the game for us with about 10 minutes before half time, and he went through. Wilson couldn't tackle him. I think he'd already been booked at that stage, as well as the possibility that went off if he pulled Callaghan down, and he just lacked a wee bit of composure. I think he saw his name up in the Murrayfield lights.
well, you do. Well, you've got to take it out to him though. But it needed something on there. I don't know what it needs. I mean, I've read all through social media, and we were in meltdown. There were a guy behind us who lost his head. He proper annoyed us, losing his head, basically just cursing. There were bands around us and women and that. You know me, I don't like it. See, it's in the stands. There's signs of people sort of losing faith now in it. And unfortunately, I mean, I was going to bring it on. Anthony McDonald was on the bench, which is a big plus. You know, I've been sort of saying you can't coach that kind of experience into kids or young players, but they're getting their opportunity. But when they're on there and things aren't going right, automatically they're going to start to get the blame.
I'm not personally, I'm reluctant to blame them. Obviously, Cochrane's had a poor game on Saturday. I thought Moore did all right. I thought Moore carried us forward a few times in the first half when he got the ball. But say Cochrane, I think Cochrane got a lesson on Saturday. And I hope he learns the lesson that he got on Saturday, that you're not going to get time on the ball in the Premier League, the Scottish Premier League, and the guy hunting you down. He's actually an excellent defensive midfielder, to be fair, even though he's saw 2 red cards and appealed on both, at least 2 red cards, maybe so more than that this season already. And he only played on Saturday because they appealed on Friday. And I've no idea how that appeal's gone, but yeah, it's a game that I hope Cochrane learns from. Obviously, I hope Moore learns from, and like you say, the experience in McDonald's is going to have for sitting on the bench in front of a 35,000 crowd, whatever it was, is enormous for him.
It is, and it shows again, like him or loathe him, it shows again the intent from Levine to start to bring players through and blood them, and he's not scared of what game it's coming up in. So I'll take my hat off to him for that. People on here might disagree, but for me, game time is what's needed. Game time will bring confidence to these kids. Game time will help them develop into Hearts players, the kind of Hearts players that we want to see, which is homegrown, people who are brought up through the club and know the club. In terms of midfield and players coming back in, Gordon, what's your thoughts on that? Because we've got 1 or 2 coming back in.
Well, obviously, as I said to you on Saturday, Cowie and Jim, whether you're impressed or not with their form, they're massive losses to that team. As we discussed last week again, we're always repeating ourselves because we're always getting the same result, it seems, every week at the moment. But Drelak, we discussed last week, his best game was at left back against Aberdeen. And when he went out there on Saturday, I wasn't too uncomfortable with that setup. But I think both fullbacks, I don't think Smith covered himself in glory again on Saturday. And it certainly, I noticed there's a thread on Kickback criticising Suter as well. And Berra and Suter must be absolutely stretched to the limit with the weakness that we're showing down the wide areas in our defence. So it's a tough one for me. McLaughlin, who probably didn't have his best game on Saturday, but I've not seen the goals on the telly, but whether he could have done anything about them. Suter and Berra and probably Lafferty would be the only names that would go down on my sheet with giving serious considerations to the other 7 positions, whether they're at the place or not at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. The Berra and Suter situation, they are wiping people's asses for them. They're being stretched and pulled about. Left back, right back. Don't know if it's a confidence thing or whether we've got to start looking for those areas again. But it's a weakness. I started to when I came back down south and I started to think about it. I wanted to come on. I didn't want to sort of go with this social media stuff again, and it's with this and with that and with the other. But I started to think about, actually, we've spent a bit of money, Rangers, to put a side together. But then I started to sort of doubt myself and started to think, actually, teams have took points off them this year, and their teams on a tighter budget than what we're on. So there's no real excuse for the way that we collapsed, which we did. We totally and utterly just collapsed.
Yeah, I was massively disappointed in the last half an hour, like everybody else. As soon as Walker went off, I thought the start of the second half was still fairly even, and it was anybody's game. But as soon as Walker pulled his hamstring, we just looked a beaten side, because they scored shortly after that, and obviously they scored not too long after the second to make it 3-1. And I don't think Rangers, as I said, as we were enjoying a post-match refreshment on Saturday night, I don't think Rangers will have an easier game this season. Certainly not an easier away game.
No. It was handed to them on a plate, gift wrapped, and quite disappointing. I think on 75 minutes, the ground just started to empty. It was very easy for me to get out anyway after that. Normally I'm queuing up on them steps coming down, but it was very easy to get out. Where does it go, Gordon? Do we carry on with the same? Is it going to come right?
I don't know if we've got an awful lot of choice for Sunday. Maybe I'll bring Blabin back in, Randall, possibly. There's just not a great deal of choice at the moment, and whether you blame Levine for having a partial responsibility to that recruitment over the last 3 years or not, which is what people seem to be basing their hatred of him on, which is there's some vitriol been aimed at the manager in the last week to 10 days. Well, sorry, since we played Hibs, but a week ago, sorry. I don't know. I really don't. I'm just hoping Cowie's fit for Sunday, because he's certainly one who'll get in there. Kilmarnock's coming off the back of 2 excellent results. They'll have their tails up. They'll certainly not be fearing Murrayfield. And I think Murrayfield is a big factor on Saturday. I think when we went 1-0 up on Saturday, because we were so far apart, the fans at the Murrayfield, there was no real we're leading Rangers atmosphere generated. There's usually, as you saw yourself at Tynecastle in February there, the way that the fans back the team when they do get ahead of a Rangers or a Celtic or even a Hibs, it's phenomenal backing it to get. But I think because we were leading Rangers on Saturday, there's 14,000 of them making a noise. I think that the Murrayfield was actually a problem to our detriment on Saturday. It might have been different, as I say, if Callahan had stuck that second goal away. We might have got some noise, but you just kind of get the singing and the atmosphere going right around a stadium like Murrayfield when there's only, what is there? There's 14,000 of them, so there's 53,000 seats and only maybe 18 to 20,000 Hearts fans. It's not the best. So hopefully Tynecastle might make a difference when we go back there. I've seen us roll the team onto famous results in the past, and like I said, the one I alluded to that just 2 minutes ago, beating Rangers 4-1 in February. That was on the cards again on Saturday. I think when we took the lead, they were absolutely rattled for the next 10-15 minutes. So hopefully, when we go back home, who knows? We just need to get out of that place.
We do. I think it's a big old ground, isn't it? While we're on that, Gordon, I am sort of pandering to social media now. Massive sort of push again for a singing section, and I'm sort of with it. If you're of a certain age and you want to sit down and you just want to go along, there should be something for everybody within a ground. Whether you're taking bands and you want to sit in a certain section, then that should be available to you. And there definitely should be somewhere where you can stand and sing. Me personally, as soon as you sit down, you're subdued, naturally subdued. If you're on your feet, you're more animated. So I'm hoping that the club starts to sort of listen to that a little bit and see where we go. Right, I think we've lost Gordon, which will leave me now just to go through the ladies result. So I'm flying solo. Gordon's internet's gone down, I think. Had a great day, and I'm not going to say too much about it because I'm trying my best to write a review. And I take my hat off to anybody that writes reviews out there, because I think I've deleted so many pages at the moment and then started again. Basically, drove through to Motherwell. Fantastic facilities out there, absolutely fantastic. Second to none. It was a great day. And within what I'm writing, I'm trying to encourage more people to go and watch Hearts Women play. It was a very, very, very professional setup. Now, as I say in my review, people who I tell, are you back with us, Gogs?
I don't know what happened there, but yeah, we're here again.
I was blagging it. I was blagging it. We're on to the women. I was going on to something that I thought I could actually start to do. Oh God, thank you so much for coming back. Where am I up to?
We're in the same section.
Where am I up to? Yeah.
There's a women's seven section.
Oh God, can't you tell this is live? Yeah, the standing section. I'll come back onto the women in a minute. Basically, what I was saying was hopefully the club will start to have a look at it. Gogs, I was explaining that I went along to Motherwell. Fantastic facilities out there. Unbelievable sports centre. Never seen anything like it. For basically everything. It was just there. Unbelievable. And I was saying, the number of people that I tell that I watch the women's football and it's quite derogatory remarks really, and they don't get it. And I wish that I could have took them along to this game, which I'm gonna tell you about, because it had everything. It really did. And if people saw that game, basically, Gogs, I stood there. Now I know you're a fit lad. You do these half marathons, and you're always out doing something. And as you pointed out, you're a smaller waist than me now. So because mine's increasing, yours is decreasing. So I stood there watching Hearts Women basically do a warm up. Now, Gods, if them coaches had worked me like that, I wouldn't have played a game of football afterwards. That would have been me done, dusted. It was intense. It really was intense. Got them up for the game. Turned around, watched the Motherwell lot doing exactly the same kind of warm up. So it's approached it in a really, really professional way. Lasses just pinging balls around like I could never have done in my lifetime. And yeah, it was just a fantastic day. The ladies won 4-3. So we had Danny who scored two, Michelle who scored one, and Ash she got one. And it was I was going to say it was a really physical game. There was nothing dirty in it. Lassies just banging challenges in. It was one of them where you cringed. Nothing dirty about it, just hard challenges coming in from both sides. Now Hearts, for me anyway, controlled the first half. Did what they had to do. Uh, their goalkeeper, which I'll mention when I write the review, Brave Gordon. Honestly, she came out to feet twice and got clattered. Managed to get the ball, but just like you expect a goalkeeper to do, get in there and get the ball. If she'd have got clattered again, I think if it should have been a boxer, she'd have been looking at the corner, waiting for him to throw a towel in. But take my hat off to her. Then they had a number 4, who I should know her name, and I will when I write it. Last, she had a good game. She played well, but the 4-4-2 that Hearts were playing, basically dominated. And Gogs, we've already mentioned about our left back and right back. Hearts women, unbelievable left back and right back. I've never seen just what you want in them. Basically, supporting and just getting up and down that wing.
Yeah, well, as I said to you when I saw them against Glasgow, there's nothing wrong with the Hearts technically. They pass the ball, they move about, they play good football, and the girls do what the coaches ask of them. But I think the difference in the physique of the Glasgow girls against their girls was there to be shown the day they, I think it was 7-0 they lost. But Glasgow's packed with Scottish internationals, and we were packed with 15 and 16-year-olds. I take it that was maybe a wee bit different on Sunday. Did you have a bit more experienced team? Or?
Oh, Hearts?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. To be honest with you, Jenny was in there, who's a young lass, holding midfield row guarded. She was never, ever, even when, I mean, the goals, I can't blame the Hearts goalkeeper for the goals. The goals were good goals. And Ashley's a fantastic shot stopper. I'm glad I was practicing that one in my head, Gordon, because I got it wrong once, and I nearly swore once, didn't have a shot stopper. But Jenny never got caught out of position. And I got to meet her dad as well, which was fun. I was talking to this bloke, and turns out it was Jenny's dad. But honestly, she knew how far she was coming up the pitch, where she was at. She knew exactly what job was needed from her. And the other young lass that was in midfield. And when we're talking about Suter and corners, Holly, I've never seen a corner so precise. Just pings corners in for fun. The only disappointment with the Holly is she's got green boots. You know me and green boots, Gordon. It's what we're going to do with these green boots. Yeah, the two young lassies were. I mean, you know what Ash plays like. She's like a Ray B. Jack Russell, who's just snapping and putting challenges in and breaking the play up and setting it go again. So yeah, the two young lassies, Jenny and Holly, sort of just played off them. So it's quite ironic that in the men's game we're saying we haven't got a midfield and we want a left back and a right back, and in the women's game, it's just a joy to watch. It is. It's just a joy to watch. And the two lassies up front got goals, Danny and Michelle. But Gordon, I can't. I wish I'd have videoed it. That's the only thing, because this game was like the only way I can describe it, Gordon. You know, I love my rugby league, and the way I like my rugby league is because it starts and it doesn't finish until the referee blows at the end. It's going all the time, and that's what this this game was like. The only downside to it, Gordon, was one of the Motherwell strikers got took off. She got quite a bad gash in her leg. Let me get the name right now. Susan Grant, who was a Scottish international. Now she ended up having 10 stitches. There was nothing malicious in it whatsoever. It was just a hard game, just fought out, and she had to leave the game and go and seek treatment. We wish Suzanne the best. I believe she's not playing after this. That's season over with, and she's retiring, which is a shame. But we wish her all the best and speedy recovery. The bad gash. If you get a chance, Gordon, you can go on the JamboFan Twitter site. I've put a picture up there of it.
I actually did see that. It's a big split across her knee. Yeah, it doesn't look very nice at all. I don't know if I've got the right person here, but Suzanne Grant may well be Don Cowie's sister-in-law. But I'm not 100% sure on that one. I think one of the Scottish international girls got married to, I think she was Roddy Grant's, who used to play for St Johnstone's sister or something like that. But my knowledge of the women's game is nowhere near yours as at the moment. So it's definitely it was a Grant. It was a girl's name. I'm sure it's Don Cowie's sister-in-law. I think Don Cowie might have been best man at her wedding. Not sure. Sure. There's someone links that.
I'll dig into that. We'll have a look at it. Yeah, I'll have a look at that. But yeah, I think that was a loss to them, and fair credit to Motherwell in the second half. What was working for Hearts in the first half, they fought hard and tried to stop it. Never thought Hearts were in any danger of losing the game personally. Megan, Captain Marvellous, was colourful at the back with our own unique style of motivating players. And I don't know if it's, I suppose every footballer does it, but when you're there, I got to meet a mum and a cracking woman. I got to meet a mum and a dad, and lovely people. But yeah, I understand Megan a lot more now that I've met her mum, because she was just animated on the sideline. I guess where I'm going with it, Gordon, is fantastic day, a Hearts win, a great match. Was made to feel welcome by both Motherwell fans and Hearts fans that were there. And it's something that, if you're watching this, it's something that you can do. We'll put up, and you can follow the women's team on Twitter and Facebook, and they put the pictures up there, and just take the family. That's what it's about. It's about family and getting your sisters and daughters and people interested in the football, whether they play or whether they go along and spectate. But no, I loved it, Gordon. Loved it. Can't wait. We're going to the under-15s game, aren't we? The final.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So Spartans ground at Ainsley Park on 12th of November. I don't know the kick-off time, but certainly get that information out there next week, because it's a big game against Hibs.
It is indeed, and I think that'll be my next time. My next time up north. I'm going to have to get some Scottish clothing, Gordon. Oh my God, it was sunny at that game, but when that sun went in, I can tell you I was absolutely freezing. I've never drunk so much hot chocolate in my life just to get warm. But no, a brilliant way to spend a Sunday. I can advise it to anybody. Just get along. You've got a family, get along to them. When's your birthday, Gordon?
What day is today? Tuesday, Thursday?
Thursday. I'll drop you a text. So happy birthday to Gordon. He's on holiday, and I really appreciate it, Gordon. And you probably want to get off and watch the football.
Yeah, I'm going to be a Bayern Munich supporter for the next couple of hours.
I think yeah, I think you and me both. You and me both. See where we go. Gogs, I'm going to let you go. And like I say, I'll text you happy birthday on Thursday. It's not been a bad one. You know, everything's okay at the Hearts. You know, we're still living. We're moving forward. Past the stand. When we were going to the game on the coach, tweeted that. You know, just stick with them. Just stick with them. Cheer them on. We do what we do, and it comes right in the end. That's what we've got to believe. The ladies' game, you know, got to believe that next year, promotion year, just keep pushing on. Everything's good. It's Hearts. At the end of the day, it's Hearts. Look after yourselves, and we'll speak again soon.
There's just before you go there, there's we just saw tonight that the Sunday's games are BBC Alba at 6 o'clock immediately after the game, shown as live. So if anybody doesn't make the game, and obviously I'll not make the game, so I'll see it on that, and hopefully I'll speak to you next Monday.
Yeah, definitely. I love the Alba bit. I love it. It was. I can't understand anything, and all of a sudden you just get an English word in there. It cracks me up. But yeah, we've been JamboFANTV. Thank you so much. You look after yourselves, and we'll speak again soon.